potential. So it's going to be interesting as we go into game one.
Yeah, we see who really gets the momentum going straight out the gate. I think, Cringe just came off a very hard series, so hopefully we'll see them warmed up as Decker looking to get the counter-attack started, and Spardo's Walcott already on the ball with a pinch shot into top bins. Good start here from this Riot roster.
A great start for them, and it's going to be good after they just did come off a loss in their previous match. And yeah, Walcott, Spardo's the two, I guess, more comfortable players in the team connecting for that first goal.
Yeah, and I want to touch on what I was saying before as well about the placings in the group stages. Riot have had a very hard run as they always place lower in those group stages, making sure that whenever they do make it into day 4, they always have to verse a top 2, top 3 team. And I'm really hoping to kind of see them push out, maybe finish first and second in that group. It's going to be a hard task. I definitely think they can do it, as Cringe yet again are only losing to top 3 teams in day number 4. So I think Cringe are going to have all the confidence here, but looks like might be Riot with all the confidence here. Starting out with 2 goals, not even first minute down. Riot just all the aggression right now.
Yeah, Riot is coming out of the gate swinging, and this is coming off Cringe Society, who did have a very long series previous, so they might not have recovered from that previous match. Obviously, these types of round robin matches, it is a marathon of a day. There are 6 matches to be played within the bracket, so there's a lot of Rocket League to be played. There's even more Rocket League being played off stream, so these guys have to pace themselves because it's going to be a long day, and consistency is going to be the key.
And can Riot keep the consistency that they've got going? Now, Spardo's gone for double, won't be able to Scruffy there to play it, but I don't know whether he was missed the net there or was going for Spardo's. Would have been a great pass play. And look at that quick turn from Scruffy. We talked about the confidence, and he's coming out with all of it right now. Spardo's looking for the goal, won't find it. Jules will clear it downfield.
So one thing I'm noticing that Riot are doing very, very efficiently is they're keeping possession away from Cringe Society. I don't think I've seen too much possession going in the way of Cringe Society, especially when it comes to ground play. They're getting a few touches here and there, but they're not connecting with those infield passes, and that's where Riot are now having a lot of influence on the field, is that they can control the pace of the game.
Yeah, and it's definitely working out so far in this series. Walcott with the quick turns as well. They're making sure that right now, Cringe Society have no time on the ball. Walcott getting a nice center Scruffy. Won't be able to finish that one off. We'll be playing to the corner, and there we go. Spy Dodge back on the ball here. I don't even think Cringe have held possession for more than 10 seconds. Exactly what you're saying. A demo downfield almost puts that in a dangerous position. Spy Dodge just gets back in time to save it. Drippe shot on net. Can't get it. Decker finally, he can't find the corner either. No one from Cringe Society able to put it in the net.
You could see the thought process there by Decker. He knew he had to place it in that bottom corner because it was being defended in every other position, but he couldn't cut the angle fine enough. He did have the ball bounce out from the post. Very unfortunate situation. The first real chance we've seen by Cringe Society, and that came off a demo by Drippe, so they're not afraid to get down and dirty when it comes to being offensively pressured, but they just have to have a little bit more confidence in their execution.
Yeah, and it's really good with this mentality that they're bringing in. You're going up against Cringe Society, top 3 team in OCE without a doubt. And they're playing like they're just playing ranked. They're pushing far up the field. They're not giving the respect that I think Cringe Society deserve. And they're really just forcing out all these touches. But Jules, able to get one. Walcott just not able to read that. Spider's shooting out a net, and they will get their first goal. Still 1 goal down. Just over 2 minutes to go in the game.
So a good first opportunity here for Cringe. The first real opportunity we've seen them have so far in game number 1. But knowing them, especially knowing the caliber of players that is on the team, they definitely have the tools to potentially make something out of nothing as we see the ball coming down the field. Scruffy is going to take control. He's got a lot of time and space, does have the boost to potentially get a dunk, but good awareness by Drippe to go for the pass instead of a clear, and that could be a shot, but Walcott manages to save. The ball still being pressured up though through Jules.
78% is what chat thinks. They think Cringe Society is easily going to take this one away. And look, if they could go back and vote again, they might not be too sure here, as Riot still holding on to this lead, stuck on defense now. Scruffy is going to be able to get a clear. Walcott on it, looking for the shot downfield. Might have been an open net, couldn't quite find the target on that one. Pressure still coming in. They're going to have to get a clear. Might be low on resources here, as so many backwards turns. Spidos yet again, and how many times are they going to be rotating back and just decide, I'm just going to reverse here. I'm just going to reverse on the ball, make that early challenge. And Cringe Society really don't know what's happening here on this defensive end from Riot.
Exactly. They don't know who's challenging the ball or how much time and space they potentially have at every single point, and that's making them be a bit hesitant. They're not really committing the same way they usually do, but it's also allowing Riot to recover and stabilize and get back defensively to put shots on. As we see Spidoge putting a nice shot on there, will get saved by Drippe as Drippe gets an extra touch into the middle. Jules will come through, beats out the defender, but Spidoge is still there waiting for the clear.
Yeah, and pressure's going to amount here. Spidoge does get challenged early. Decker trying to get that pressure straight back onto Riot. Pass into the midfield. Shot on net. Drippe with the placement. Will tie this game up. 30 seconds to go.
And this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier, is how quick that Cringe Society can develop into an attacking player. There's a great challenge there in the corner. Drippe just lurking in the right position to put a shot on. Knew how that was going to unfold and equalizes with 28 seconds remaining.
They took a while to warm up against GZ. Maybe they're going to take a while to warm up here, figuring out how Riot are going to play. As Riot definitely do seem to change up their playstyle quite often, so maybe very hard to read. As Decker going for the double, couldn't quite find it. But Drippe yet again is there to secure that one, and what a turn of events in this game.
I love the way the control came through from Decker here. Just got enough of it to put it exactly where he needed to be. Beat out Scruffy on the backboard there and allowed for a very quick turnaround goal. And just like that, Cringe Society were looking very much down and out at the beginning of this match, but they are now in the lead with 12 seconds remaining and potentially another goal coming through. Drippe not having the boost, but Decker will steal it away for goal number 4.
What a turnaround. If we go back and we didn't even know the scoreline right now, I would say Riot's winning this game. They've had all possession, they're outplaying. But turnaround from Cringe Society, putting shots on net, making sure you're forcing as many players out of defense and putting them in awkward positions, just making this easy for Cringe Society as they take 3 goals in what feels like 20 seconds. With that, Jules trying to get one last on the board. Will be game 1 going to Cringe Society as the clock does hit 0. 2-goal lead does secure that victory. And if Cringe keep playing like this, I think the rest of the games might even be blowouts.
The thing that I want to point out here for Cringe Society was their adaptation mid-series. You can see at the beginning they weren't exactly sure how Riot were going to play. Riot was pressing quite a lot. We saw Spidoge, really making sure that they weren't getting time and space on the ball. So Cringe Society let them have it. They said, you can have the possession, you can have the play, but we're going to counter-attack and we're going to hit hard. And that's exactly what they did. Drippe coming out massively with 2 goals, 750 points. Absolute stellar performance from him. But it's going to be a question now of Riot. Can they adapt? Can we see them bounce back after they did start off quite strong?
Yeah, I always say that's what separates a good team from a great team, is those adaptations that you talk about, knowing what to change and what will work mid-series. And they didn't really have too much time to do that. You could see the moment in that series that they decided to make that change. Worked out really well for them, but can they bring it into game 2? Will we see another early lead here from Riot? Or will we see Cringe Society dominate like they did in the last 30 seconds? Only time will tell, as we are on to game number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting situation. Obviously, the first game, both teams feeling each other out, finding out play styles, seeing what's going to work. And then from game 2 onwards, it's really going to be which team has the better angle, which team has the better read on how their opponents are playing. And for me, I'm actually going to be looking at a couple of players on both teams. Obviously, Spidoge has a massive impact for his team. I'll be looking at him, but also Scruffy, who does steal away the first goal. Just seeing how confident he can play against the big boys.
Yeah, Scruffy, not being a stranger to this rotation, always seems to be in the right positions to make plays like this happen. Good early challenge by Spidoge to keep that pressure going. I'm gonna disagree with you. We had a 2 and 3 opportunity, but I'm actually watching for Walcott here. I think everything he does off the ball, everything that he does in terms of mechanics, keeping the ball close, giving plays and really converting from defense to offense for his team, I think will be what pushes them over the line. And I have seen when Walcott is firing on all cylinders, Riot seem to play extremely well. So I gotta say, I think he's my player to watch there. And then, if you turn that around to Cringe Society, I don't know who to watch. I think Drippy's popping off this game, but I think all players on Cringe Society can really pop off at any moment.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. We've seen them both as a team, but also individually on differing teams respectively. They have all had pop-off potential. I remember Jules back when he was on Ground Zero was very much a playmaker. I believe he actually got Playmaker or Savior of the Season a few seasons ago, so definitely can have that potential. But as they are right now, they do have a lot to work with, but can they keep up the consistency? That is going to be the question as we get into our round-robin matches.
Yeah, it's Cringe getting a good offensive possession here. A few shots on target. Good defense, though, from Riot. Will stop them in their tracks. All players in the corner here might be a bit of an overcommit. Spidoge, no boost. So he's just going to stay close to this one. Force out of 50. And doesn't really go their way. Luckily, Scruffy is there back. And right now, Riot being the team that's stuck on defense, not really being able to pressure, not being able to break out of their own half, as Cringe waiting patiently to just boom it back into their corner. A goal lead, though, to Riot means they do have to make a move. They can't keep just forcing possession. They need to get shots on target. They need to start looking for their infield passes, and they need to start converting. Still 3 minutes to go, so plenty of time to work out and hopefully focus on those mid-game adaptations.
Yeah, if we saw anything from game number 1, it's that Cringe Society can't be counted out until the final seconds, because they can return quite quickly. And you're 100% correct. 1 goal at this stage is not enough, as we see the infield pinch coming exactly onto Decker's nose. He will slot that in for the equalizer, and just like that, Cringe Society are back into it.
That is the worst. When you're on defense, you force out a pinch, and you don't expect a member of Cringe Society to be sitting there waiting for that. Decker in really good positions will tie up this game. It's over 2.5 minutes to go. See if we will see Cringe Society's reign start here as they look to extend the lead. Early pressure coming out into the corner. Walcott's just going to EU clear that out to midfield. Scruffy is waiting, looking to keep the pressure on off the backboard. Jules will be there to play some defense, try and keep it out of harm's way.
Drippe now on the corner, trying to get the ball away. Actually fakes and goes underneath, gets the 50 as well. And just like that, they're on attack. Spidoge having desperately trying to get to that ball to get that save. He is working hard defensively, but you can see the panic coming through in the gameplay. Right, not having any control at the moment on a lot of their plays, and this is allowing Cringe Society to put the ball in an advantageous position. That's a great touch there by Drippe. Jules nearly getting to it, but we'll keep the pressure on. Walcott now gets past 1. Can he get past the 2nd? Drippe does challenge the ball, and Scruffy will take over. That's an open net. Jules luckily getting a touch there just to make sure that ball didn't sneak in for a sneaky 2nd goal.
The placement here from Cringe has always been someone in net when they've scored, and just choosing the placement, making sure you have to hit those top corners, the bottom corners, crossbar down, really is what's showing. This is what pro play is all about. You can't just place it in net. You've got to be specific with where you put it. Jules going for the flip reset. Won't be able to follow that one back up. Will be played into the corner. Spidoge does miss the clear. Scruffy with a little bit of time on the ball, just trying to stay close. Gets a nice 50 over to Decker, plays it off the backboard. Walcott is going to clear it into the corner. Can Cringe Society continue this run? We have seen the pop off in the last minute as they did last game. Will it be enough though? Spidoge in the midfield. Early challenge by Drippe on target. Walcott with a nice pre-jump save. Decker looking for the infield pass. Scruffy just going to hit it downfield, and Jules will play it into the corner.
Great touch there by Jules. Manages to get a 2nd, but it will go onto the nose of Drippe. And now Drippe trying to move this ball out. Scruffy is in a very awkward position. Does manage to get a challenge there, and a 2nd. Great recovery there from the rookie, and he's managed to put himself in a good position here. Spidoge now trying to move the ball upfield, and again, these solo plays I'm seeing from Riot aren't really having much effect. They are getting some dunks and they are moving the ball upfield, but the solo plays just not having the dangerous effect like they did previously.
Yeah, and you've seen the 2 different kinds of play styles. Talk about Riot and their solo plays, where Cringe Society really going for this pressure offense and infield passes to score. It's been working out on both sides of the spectrum. Can Riot make the solo plays to try and force out 1 or 2 defenders, give an easy shot to their team? That seems to be the only way they're scoring so far. Walcott is going to go off the ceiling for this one. Won't be able to challenge. Last few seconds, shot on target. Spidoge couldn't find it. Decker's just going to clear it out. Will touch the ground. No, Drippe is going to keep it up. Can they get the last 2nd pass? It is high in the goal square. Spidoge will play it out. Will touch the ground, and we will see overtime for the first time in this series.
That is a very interesting situation. I thought for sure that Cringe Society could have the potential, but now it's going to be Riot looking to seal this one away. Scruffy puts it on the backboard. Cringe Society is very, very awkward, and Spidoge will seal that away. What a rotation, and they steal a first series point for themselves.
What placement from Scruffy. Good turn from Spidoge once they grabbed the boost, and perfect placement. We talk about it yet again. Riot showing they are not out just yet. Will be bringing it to Cringe Society. 1 game all in this best of 5 series, and practically we've just reset to a best of 3, so we'll see who takes this one.
it almost looks like there's one player on a particular team that is really popping off in that match. That's kind of being the difference maker. We saw in this game, it was Spidoge. In the last game, it was Drippe. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can potentially get a little bit more team-oriented play. That has been the trend so far that we've seen for OCE, especially in the previous series. If we think about what we just saw for Renegades, the team plays is what had the most success. But in this series, we're seeing a lot more individuality. We're seeing a lot more solo plays. And yeah, they look interesting and they are very influential, but they don't have the same impact. So hopefully we can see a bit of adaptation coming through. But, you know, we are back to an equal scoreline, essentially a best of 3 as we continue on between these two juggernauts.
Yeah, game number 3, who will take it? You are right about that. Spidoge just seems to be everywhere on this pitch. He seems to be both on offense and defense at the same time, really showing up for his team, trying to push them over the line. Walcott trying to get the save, won't quite get it. It is going to be open net as Scruffy caught in the corner, and Cringe will take the early goal.
Yeah, you can see Scruffy here just not exactly sure what to do. Did get bumped out of the way by Drippe there as well. So again, Drippe just being a bit of an offensive nuisance, making sure that the rotations aren't going to be crisp from their opponents. And it does pay dividends as Jules sneaks away the first goal early in game 3.
Yeah, can Wright answer back? Only time will tell. Drippe looking for an infield pass. Yet again, couldn't quite find the mark. Wright doing a little bit better at reading those infield passes. Trying to put an end to it early, but Walcott with a nice touch down long. No one's going to be there. Spidoge will secure it. We'll say they'll secure the goal, but really good clear from Walcott to realize.
Yeah, you've always got to secure the goal. Just make sure 100% it's going in the back of the net, even if it's crossing the line as you're hitting it. You've got to make sure you secure it. So Spidoge securing, I guess, his number 1 position on right for the time being, as they equalize quite early.
Yeah, look, securing, stealing, it might have been on the goal line. We'll never know. It's always good to pad the stats, as Spidoge looking to do just that yet again. Gets a flip reset, Nobis to work with, so will be played out into the corner. Scruffy is going to maintain possession, looking for an infield pass himself. Won't quite get a touch on the ball, and Cringe Society going to head the other way. With good pressure, 2 people overcommitting, might be time for a quick counter-attack. Walcott is going to keep it slow, plays it up to Spidoge, who gets a flip reset, gets past one, it might be an open net. Spidoge gets the dunk downwards. I don't think anyone expected him to get the next touch. I think everyone was looking at Walcott.
1000% they were looking at Walcott, but you can see they actually pinched it against each other. That was such an interesting play. You see Walcott deciding to bring the ball to ground, pops it up for Spidoge, who gets a flip reset, manages to get an extra touch, and then goes in for a very interesting and unique play. Something that you don't see on the regular, which means that I guess Cringe Society weren't really ready for it. So great creativity coming from Riot early.
Yeah, and it's good to see that Walcott and Spidoge are playing very close together. Obviously, the chemistry, the trust in each other, and the trust in Scruffy, because 2 players overcommitting for the ball means you've left 1 player back. But just really good chemistry, and you can tell that these 2 players have definitely been playing for age. They're looking to get another goal here. 3 minutes to go in the game. Up by 1 here for Riot. Good pass play into the net, and you cannot stop that. Beautiful passing play for Cringe.
You'd have to have the world's best reaction time in Rocket League to be aware of that. And that is just 2 veterans knowing exactly where to be placed, where the ball is going to go, how your car is going to finish, and executing flawlessly. And so far, this has been a lot more team-oriented. As we said from the last match, we were looking at a lot of solo plays. This time, we seem to have at least 2 players, if not the entire team, linking up for successful plays.
Yeah, and shot on net. Spidoge is there in his usual cheating position. Won't quite find that one. Very awkward save there from Cringe Society. Luckily, they do survive that one as Jules playing into the corner. Spidoge looking to get that infield pass. I don't think anyone's in net. Can Walcott place it? Doesn't even need to. Just puts it straight in the middle. And right, just with all the pressure right now.
Yeah, Spidoge getting a nice infield touch there. Can't steal this one away from Walcott this time round, but it will be a very nice little finish there as we're nearing this halfway mark. Very, very tight game 3. It seems to be the biggest tell so far, as teams are equal on the scoreline for the series. So this potentially could result in some big changes happening throughout the series. But for now, it's going to be Lots of pressure building on the blue side of the field. Drippe will go long. Doesn't have boost to work with, so Spidoge will take the ball into the corner. Scruffy, interesting touch, beats out the challenger Jules, but does give away the possession to Decker, who can't really get onto it. So back and forth play from these teams. No one taking possession or going for anything too difficult just yet.
Yeah, and very high scoring game already compared to the previous games, and maybe a lack of defense, and Jules with the placement. I don't think there was any other spot in that net he could have shot. Chose the position perfectly, and no one in net to save that one will tie up the game. And what a series we have on our hands.
We definitely have a series. It seems back and forth. We haven't seen Cringe Society take the lead yet. We have had Riot hold the lead, or at least go back to an equal scoreline. But this could potentially be the shot here. Walcott getting a very awkward touch from the wall, but he does recover enough to get the save, but he's putting his team in a very difficult position. Lots of pressure starting to be mounted here. Even the double commits coming out. Not great communication we're seeing in this moment, and that could potentially lead to some disarray as Drippe, having possession of the ball, fakes out, no boost, puts it in a great position. Scruffy's awkward. Luckily, Spidoge is there for the recovery.
Will they be able to get a goal, or will we see an OT here? Scruffy, last one back, gets 50, it almost finds the way into the goal. Walcott there to get the save. Drippe will just be taking his time in midfield as all Riot members are gathered in the net. Walcott with the nice clear downfield. Decker got off the pass instead. Couldn't quite find its mark. And Cringe Society just on the offensive end right here. Jules going off the ceiling, won't be able to quite find that. Drippe keeping the pressure alive. And what a clear downfield, almost finds its way in the net. Spidoge looking to finish it. No one able to score here for both teams.
That was a very nice recovery from Decker. He had to be clinical there. He wasn't aware that the miss will come through, but he had to make sure that he could get back quickly enough. Although there's nobody home now, and once again, Spidoge sneaking that one away, but Riot reclaimed the lead in these dying minutes.
What a series. Predictions going completely not what we thought. Riot just mixing very well. I think the pure team chemistry from them coming out here strong. Not the usual Cringe Society we are used to seeing, as Decker needing to get something happening here if they want to tie this game up and see overtime. They don't want to go into game number 4 being down 2-1 in the series. Spido's just going to take his time in the corner. Will be a touch out in the midfield. Decker beating out one. Can he find Jules in the midfield? An early challenge by Spido will relieve them of some pressure. Pinch into midfield. Walcott is up for it. Can they place it in the corner? Does just that. The placement from Walcott beating out the defender. Riot getting that safety goal.
You can see here just how awkward the Cringe Society team is at the moment. The fact that Drippe did not have the time and space to play the ball how he wanted. He had to go back, turn around, and try and force a 50. Cringe Society just not having an answer right now, and Riot just can do no wrong as a third goal in quick succession will come through. 3-goal lead as we come... I don't know how this is managed, but Spido's just pinching it perfectly off Jules.
You take those any day of the week. Cringe Society proving that they can come back in a matter of seconds, and Riot saying that, you know what, we can score just as many goals. 9 seconds to go. This game is pretty much over. I think we can safely say that. Scruffy just going to look to play this one out into the corner. What a turnaround here for Riot. They have all the pressure. They have all the momentum. Cringe Society need to find an answer for this Riot team.
I would have to agree. Right now, Cringe Society are in a very, very difficult position. They had some very tough games in their previous series up against Ground Zero, and they are up against it again with the current second place team in Riot, and Riot are not looking to slow down at the moment. They are very, very strong. A lot of their challenges are a bit unorthodox as well, which is giving them the opportunity to catch the team off guard, to catch them mid-rotation, to catch them sleeping, I guess, on the stick. So it has to be now a question of, can Cringe Society bounce back from adversity?
Yeah, and I think it's just all about the possession game. Riot proving that they can keep possession at all times. Really look where Cringe Society are going for these one-touch offenses in terms of trying to hit up their teammates, trying to play the ball into Riot's half, then work from there. I think they need to start working it up together. They need to start being a little bit less predictable if they want to take this Riot side, but Only time will tell. We are in game number 4. Can Riot take it here, or will we see the first game 5 on this stream today?
And that is going to be a massive question. If any two teams could potentially do it, I do believe it could be Cringe Society and Riot. In my opinion, they are very evenly matched, and we already have Deca breaking the mold. Every game so far, we've had Riot getting the first goal, but Deca showing that he can pop off just as much.
What a shot. What an angle, putting that one into almost top corner. Walcott unable to get to that one. Cringe do take the first goal. Can they maintain this lead, though, as kickoff forcing double demo in front of net. Walcott might have a shot. Deca will play to the side over to Drippe. We see those passes happening yet again. Can Drippe beat out 2 defenders in net? Won't be able to. Ball will be played into the corner. And Deca looking to keep that pressure off the ceiling. Won't have their flip as looking for a shot on target, and very uncharacteristic of Jules not putting that one away.
Yeah, Jules definitely normally a little bit more clinical when it comes to his executions of shooting, but just maybe didn't have the time or the space to set that one as he liked. And again, just being caught in a really awkward position, tried to pre-flip to a touch, didn't quite get it. And so some questions being raised here by Cringe Society, if whether they're just trying to be faster, whether they're trying to play that little bit quicker to catch Riot off guard, to, I guess, give them a leg up in this series, which they're currently down in.
Yeah, they need to change something after the domination that Riot had in that last game. Scruffy not getting a touch. Walker will be able to play into the corner. No one in net. Awkward touch will give Drippe the open net, and Cringe Society taking the 2-goal lead.
Nice pressure here by Drippe, but that was 100% just right place at the right time. Spidoge not in a position to get back. Their rotation is breaking down a little bit for Riot, as you know, it could be potentially game 5 fever where they know that they're trying to close this one out, but they can't quite get what they want.
Yeah, and stalemate here in midfield. Drippe winning that one. Jules is up for it with the placement. That is the Jules placement that we thought we would see on that last shot. Beautiful shot there. Great pass by Drippe. Cringe Society coming out completely different here, dominating this game.
Very, very different. They are coming out swinging. This is very much the Cringe Society that we know and love. A high-scoring affair. Very, very mechanical on the ball, and just solid all around. And as catching Riot off guard, but that is a great shot there by Scruffy. He'll try and get the ball infield once again, but Jules does have the recovery. Spidoge in a very awkward position, forces out of 50, and that'll be Drippe in the corner, but gets beaten out by Walcott. Walcott forcing a touch by Jules, but will get stopped. Spidoge beating one. Walcott should be there, but isn't, and that's going to slow down the play momentarily as the ball will spill out into the middle. Scruffy and Spidoge overcommitting as a double, and that'll give Jules an opportunity to clear.
Yeah, clear the ball, but also gave away possession. When you see a double commit like that, you really like to see a conversion. But that being said, they still have the 3-goal lead, maybe just playing a little bit more passive than they need to. Drippe shot on target, good patience there, knowing that he doesn't have the boost, waiting to, I think, hear the defender go up for it, but really good placement from Drippe. And what is with Cringe Society getting these redirects?
It just seems that they are doing really well at being upfield, taking advantage of those long clears. And especially Drippe, we've seen him just be very, very good at sneaking up forward into the right place at the right time. And as we said earlier, Riot not having an answer for it just yet, and Cringe Society now having a huge lead going into game 4.
Yeah, and Spidoge finally getting on the board for Team Riot. If anyone was going to do it, it was Spidoge playing very well in this series. Good beat out though from Scruffy, and Spidoge always waiting in the corner on the opposite side. So very interesting placing from him, has worked time and time again. Can they overcome this deficit though? Down by 3 goals, just over half a game to go. Can they bring it back? Only time will tell. Spidoge in the corner there, couldn't quite get a clear Deca with the time here. One to beat out. Good early challenge by Scruffy. Looking to maintain the boost, try and starve out this Cringe Society roster to get an easy shot. Spidoge shot will be met by Deca, and with that miss, I thought Cringe Society were going to take possession, but Riot just constantly pounding this ball, making sure that Cringe Society are suffocated in their own defense.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that the boost is very, very minimal on the Cringe Society half, because they know that with a lot of boost, they'll be very, very dangerous moving the ball upfield. And on the return, Cringe Society just happy to let the Riot squad just go around, do whatever they need to do, and then they'll go in for the quick counter attack, which we've seen has worked very, very well in game number 4. So it's going to be Scruffy trying to take control. He's going to put the ball in a good position. Gets a 50 by Drippe. Spidoge is up. He can have the double, but nice touch there by Deco.
Yeah, good early meet there. Spidoge did have the flip reset. Very dangerous position. Spidoge not able to get that touch. Scruffy will be there to clean up as ball is played into Cringe Society's corner. Walcott looking to apply the pressure. See if they can get a nice infield pass. Spidoge up early for that one. Good downfield pass played to Walcott. Even better save there by Jules. Jules seeming to be everywhere on the defense, on offensive end. Maybe that's what they needed. Maybe they needed to really start to show up. Jules playing very well. Could that be the difference maker in this series? Cringe Society looking very comfortable right now on this offense. See if they can keep it going. All they got to do is buy a time now. They got to make sure that Riot don't have the space, don't have the time. Keep the ball high, keep them out of their resources. And Cringe Society will see a game number 5.
That's exactly right. Jules definitely stepping up in a big way, but on the return, we also have Walcott being a little bit quiet, not having the same impact that we usually are seeing from him. The touches are very, very good, and he's giving his team opportunity, but they're just a little bit lackluster. There's not really any danger or any, I guess, real hassle behind their challenges, although that's a beautiful touch by Spidoge, managed to kill a lot of the momentum off the ball and snuck by a second goal.
Yeah, good speedy pass there by Walcott. Also gets the demo. Can this be the sign of life? We've seen more goals in little time in this series alone, let alone in all of RLCS. So can they do it? Just under 30 seconds to go. 2 goals. Good kickoff might give them that opportunity as Deca is going to have to keep this one close. Early challenge by Walcott. Good 50 into the corner. Deca just trying to pinch it out, trying to put possession back into Riot's half. And with that, they might just buy themselves enough time. Early challenges. Riot really can't do anything on the ball right now as Cringe Society just there to meet them at any end. And with that, time is winding down and we'll hit 0. Cringe Society do take game number 4. And we will see the first game 5 of this series and of the day, I believe.
Yeah, especially on the B Street, this is our first game 5, and what 2 teams are better suited to game 5 than these 2? Cringe Society and Riot, definitely putting us through our paces here, and there's a lot riding on this because obviously if Cringe Society lose this, they go 2 points down. They could potentially put themselves in a position where they will get knocked out. I do believe there are some other teams that are in this bracket or in this pool that have possibly got a win. So it's not a comfortable position for Cringe Society to be in, where Riot do have a bit of a buffer. They have got a win already. They are 1 down on the losses as well. So it's a very, very big match, a massive turning point as we go into these round robin tournaments. So hopefully we can see, you know, Cringe Society get one on the board, but Riot, again, they want to keep themselves at the top of this leaderboard.
And not only that, but I believe this will all but secure day number 2 of the major for Riot. So huge game for them if they can take this. Obviously, Riot doing really well at placing top 5 to 8, but it's not going to be enough. Cringe Society still putting up a fight here. 1 goal already on the board. And if history does repeat, Cringe Society get the first goal, might even take this game as well. Who will get this? Who will be the ones to prevail in this best of 5? 1 goal already, still plenty of time on the ball, and Deca is going to be on it here. Scruffy will play it down to midfield to Walcott, who's just low boost, so we'll give away possession, put the pressure back on Cringe Society.
Yeah, the pressure is definitely on, but Cringe Society are not unfamiliar with the pressure. They are used to these high impact, high stress situations, and they do adapt quite nicely as we see a lot of pressure mounting early. And there's a quick second goal by Drippe. They seem to have the answer that Riot were asking, and that is, how do we keep them at bay? How do we stop Riot from getting possession on the ball? You just keep scoring, and that's exactly what Cringe Society are doing.
Yeah, definitely good pressure coming out, and maybe it's Cringe Society's special recipe is just competing at the end of a series, really finding out, warming up, feeling out the team in the first few games, then knowing what they have to do, making those mid-series adjustments, and right now there is just no answer here for this Cringe Society.
This almost seems like a clinic for Cringe Society at the moment, a shooting clinic to be specific. 3 shots coming out. I do believe that Drippe already has 2 goals, and we're not even in a first minute down of game number 5. A massive start here for Cringe Society. Still plenty of time for Riot to get back. They do need to reset. They need to figure out how do they press Cringe Society, who have been really aggressive in these last 2 games.
Yeah, and it has been Riot dropping off. I don't know if it's Riot dropping off or Cringe Society just really popping off. As another shot, top corner. Drippe can't quite get the hat trick, but he is going to follow it up there. Drippe already with the hat trick.
I think what's happening at the moment is Cringe Society pretty happy to go long, and they're just catching very awkward angles, very quick recovery to get shots on, and they're catching Riot in very awkward situations where they can't respond, where they can't get touches, where they can't do anything to stop the attack of Cringe Society, and that's what's halting them at the moment.
Yeah, definitely need to see more aggression, I think, coming out here from Riot. Is overly aggressing was working in the first few games. I don't know if that's just because Cringe have matched it really well. They need to adapt that strategy. Regardless, they need to figure something out. Still plenty of time here, but pure domination. Scruffy able to get one on the board, give their team a little bit of hope, and hopefully this can lead to a Riot comeback, but we'll have to find out here, as Cringe still playing very well.
Cringe definitely playing well, but Spidoge is not going down without a fight. I love that he took the momentum off that play again, got the infield pass, and Scruffy was able to secure it. Spidoge for me is going to be the one to step up, and he's stepping up once again. He's easily got a second goal here for his team, cheating off the kickoff, beating out Jules, who was very much on his way to get the 50, and that is exactly what Riot needed here.
That is a heavy cheat off kickoff, and the amount of faith that you have in your teammate when you call out that cheat. Walcott doing really well. A fake kickoff from both teams. Spidoge with early cheat almost works in favor again, and that is not the start you want from Cringe. Riot absolutely killing it off kickoff, and this pressure right now. Great pass from Scruffy. Walcott with the angle. Riot are back in it.
This is very much a game of kickoffs so far. We have now had 8 individual kickoffs just in this match alone, and we have only had just under 2 minutes of gameplay happen. Very much a high-scoring affair here from both teams, but I love that some creativity is coming here in Game 5. They're not afraid to try something new. They're not afraid to mix it up, to give themselves the best opportunity, and just like that, after being down 4 goals, we have Riot back in it with 3-4. They are 1 goal down, but they are still very much in this match.
We have seen a few kickoff changes here in the OCE region. Some teams really trying to experiment, so good to see that coming out, and it's working really well right here for Riot. Scruffy playing out to the midfield. Drippe will be up early, looking to keep the pressure on. This is what they're doing well. Decker tried to find the angle, couldn't quite. Drippe is going to keep it alive. Walcott will take possession, beat out a defender. Decker with the early challenge. Good positioning there as Drippe back with no boost and getting absolutely bumped by Walcott. Will mean Spidoge popping off, gets another goal, and Riot tie up this game from being down 4-0.
This is amazing Rocket League to see. We're having both teams throwing everything they have at the ball, at each other, making sure that they have every opportunity, and that is resulting in such a high scoring affair. And you can see that the pressure is getting to them. Lots of goals means that defensively they're a little bit shaky, they're a little bit hesitant, and they're not quite making the right decisions, and that's allowing for so many goals to be scored. So hopefully we continue to see even more goals come through as Riot still on this press in this second half of this match.
Yeah, good to see Riot not letting up. As soon as they have that lead, they're not going to play any differently than how they got the leaders. Keeping that aggressive play style going, keeping the ball in their half. Nice pinch, will put that on target. Drippe is just going to boom it downfield to Decker, who's waiting on the side wall, looking to get a touch. Won't be able to. Drippe going to follow it up. Playing off the backboard. Jules with a shot met by Walcott. Riot now on the attack.
And this is a bit awkward here for Cringe Society. You can see Decker lurking outfield, trying to keep himself relevant, but that's a huge bump by Spidoge. Unfortunately, no one from Riot able to get back there. Scruffy did try and make a play, but couldn't quite connect on the play. And now it's going to be Spidoge putting the ball infield. Scruffy's going to look up. Actually, Walcott's got a cut, and it's putting Scruffy in an awkward position. The shot comes through by Jules, but the support from Walcott is there, and they do keep it out just momentarily.
Yeah, the pressure isn't going to let up though. Jules looking for the ceiling. Double touch does just that. What a save by Spidoge. Spidoge, you talked about him being the man to watch, and he just seems to be everywhere right now on the field, both offense and defense. Decker with a miss will make them play a little bit passive for a little bit. Nice 50 out into midfield. Spidoge should get there early. Nice 50 by Decker in the midfield. Cringe Society on the prowl here, looking for that 5th goal to give them the lead, and Spidoge going to be able to clear that one out. Midfield pass double commit. So Spidoji is going to just boom it downfield, buy them a little bit of time, and Cringe sending it straight back on.
Let's see what kind of impact the double commit will have on the play as we do get down to our final 30 seconds now on the clock. It is still an equal scoreline. We could potentially have another overtime to sort out who will be our winner. But for now, it's going to be Walcott and Spidoge. This time, no double commit. Spidoge go for the bump, and it's open. Walcott, he'll go fake it. Fakes left, right, and center, but Scruffy can't put it in. And Cringe Society somehow walk away unscathed.
The countdown starting here, 10 seconds. Pressure is on Cringe Society here. Zero booster work with Drippé is just going to try and force out an attack. Can they hold out just enough? 0 seconds. Ball will be played down into midfield. Walcott is going to stay up, but will decide to drop the ball, send into OT, and with the scoreline that we've got here, this could be a matter of seconds or a matter of hours before this one is over.
Yeah, the way it's been... Oh, no! The 50 has come out. You don't see it, but what pressure coming from Jules. Walcott faking the challenge here. Jules just flipping into it, forcing out a touch, and it works out to be exactly what he wanted. Cringe Society stealing that one away off the kickoff. What a turn of events. You saw how hard Riot fought in that final match. They were down 4 goals. They brought it back to an even scoreline, but they could not hold off the juggernaut of Cringe Society. They do manage to get their first win in this round robin tournament.
Cringe Society playing very well. Unfortunately, I don't think that is the end to the series that we wanted, but it is the end. We got Cringe Society taking it in game 5. What a series, both teams making those adaptations, really back and forth action going on. And if that's the Riot that we might see for the rest of the tournament, I'm really scared and really confused as to who is going to be taking the rest of the series. Of course, both these teams in the pool right now 0-2. The last team that finishes in that pool is going to be kicked out of the tournament, and I really don't know who it is at this point.
Nah, it's going to be really scary, and that's the problem with round robin tournaments, is that you never know until the final minute, because game differential comes into play, score differential comes into play, win-loss comes into play. There's so many factors that comes into positioning, and especially with such a tight-knit group that we have in Pool A, obviously most probably excluding Ground Zero, everybody else is pretty tight-knit, as we just saw from that match. It went all the way to game 5 overtime. They are very, very equal in their skill levels, and it means that it's going to be an exciting day of Rocket League to come. But Cringe Society finally getting one on the board, and now feel a lot more calmer after securing that one.
Yeah, and the next match we have will be GZ take on Overt, another team that is on the verge of being last place. But with that, we will be going to a short break, and we'll be back with more RLCS Axe spring major action.